ways very specifically that we're going to do that. Number one, we're going to not actively expand the share of connections that are going to our Flex network. That should be good news for our MBP partners in the room, is fewer connections will go to Flex. The next thing is that we are going to not actively launch new partners into the Flex network. That should be good news for the Flex partners in the room. Now, the share of voice is fairly fixed. We're not going to dilute that share across a larger number of partners and therefore deliver fewer connections to our current Flex network. But the key thing to keep in mind here is that protecting your return on investment, protecting your relationship with us is something that is very top of mind for us, and we want to take some very specific actions over the next 6 months, particularly for our top performing partners. And so I've talked a couple of times now about high performing partners, and I want to get into a little bit more level of specificity about what that really means. And most simply said, there's a lot that goes into performance, but to boil it down to its most simple, basic concept, it is conversion. It is those partners that are the best at taking leads and live connections and converting those into transactions. Again, both in MBP and in Flex. And as we talk about conversion, we think about how do we drive higher conversion, I wanted to share a couple of concepts that we've learned in spades over the last 2 or 3 years with operating the Flex network. As that we drive more transactions when we work together. We are better together when it comes to driving conversion and driving transactions. And very specifically, within this conversion, within working together, there are 2 elements I wanted to call out very specifically. One is transparency, and the other is collaboration. These are the key elements of working together that lead to more transactions. When I talk about transparency, particularly on the market-based pricing side of the house, you heard me mention